All right. Imagine being able to get rid of rust, paint, or just years of grime. Not with harsh chemicals or sandblasting, but with pure light. I know, it sounds a little like science fiction, right? A process so precise it zaps away the junk on top without even touching the surface underneath. Well, it's not sci-fi. It's here now, so let's dive into this revolutionary technology.
But first, let me ask you a quick question, especially if you're in any kind of restoration or manufacturing work. Are you sure your current cleaning methods aren't secretly costing you a fortune? It's easy to just focus on the job at hand, but those hidden costs, man, they can be absolutely staggering.
I mean, just think about it for a second. Take something like sandblasting. You are constantly buying media. Then, you're paying your crew for the labor to clean up all that media afterward. Then you might even get hit with disposal fees. And the biggest risk of all, you could actually damage the very part you're trying to save. Those are real costs that just chew away at your bottom line.
So, what's the alternative? Well, this brings us to a whole new class of tool. We're looking at the Chihalo 50-watt portable pulse laser. And let me tell you, this machine is a complete game changer in how we should approach surface prep and cleaning.
Its main job is something called non-destructive cleaning, and that's the crucial point. Whether you're working on super delicate injection molds, restoring the body of a classic car, or even cleaning up historic stonework, the goal is always the same. Remove only the unwanted layer and absolutely nothing else.
And this is where the advantages just pop. You've got zero chemical pollution, it's a one-time investment that just runs on electricity, no more buying consumables. You get control that's precise down to the micron. This model is also totally portable, so you can take it to any job site. And get this, the laser itself is rated for over 100,000 hours. That's more than a decade of using it all day, every day.
Now here's something you really need to understand. Not all lasers are created equal. You might see a 1,000-watt laser out there for a similar price and think, hey, more power must be better. But for precision work, it's not about raw power. It's all about how that power is delivered. And that brings us to the real secret sauce, the power of the pulse.
And it's not just my opinion. For the kind of work we're talking about, serious restoration, high-precision industries, this 50-watt pulse laser isn't just some other option. It's widely considered the professional standard.
This is probably the best way to understand the difference. Think of the 50-watt pulse laser as firing these incredibly fast, high-energy bullets of light. They hit the gunk on the surface and vaporize it instantly, with almost no heat soaking into the material underneath. A continuous wave laser, on the other hand, that's like a blowtorch. Just constant, raw heat. Yeah, it's great for cutting thick steel, but you point that at a delicate car panel or a mold, and it will absolutely warp, melt, and destroy it.
So, this brings us to the most important question of all. Is this the right tool for your job? You know, being honest about what a tool can and can't do is key. So let's break down where this machine really shines and where it doesn't. You should definitely be looking at this machine if your work demands absolute precision. We're talking cleaning molds or historical artifacts, or if you need to guarantee the safety of the base material underneath. If you need portability to take the tool with you up a ladder or to a weird job site, or if you're doing really intricate detail work like on complex engine parts.
But let's be super clear here. This is not the tool for massive industrial speed. If your job is stripping an entire ship hull, this ain't it. You'd need a much higher powered system for that. And of course, this is a dedicated cleaning tool. It doesn't cut or weld. It's all about choosing the right tool for the right job.
And speaking of the real world, here are some numbers just to set your expectations. For some light surface rust, you're looking at about 15 to 25 square centimeters per minute. Heavy rust is going to be slower, more like 5 to 10. But oil or grease, it's basically gone instantly. These are speeds for precision work, remember, not for stripping a bridge.
All right, let's talk about the money, because this is where the story gets really compelling. We're going to compare the day-to-day costs of laser cleaning versus sandblasting, and you're going to see how this machine goes from being an expense to a genuine investment.
Just look at this chart. The difference is just staggering. Sandblasting can easily cost you $15, $20, even $30 an hour just in consumables. The laser cleaner, its operating cost is just the electricity it sips. We're talking around 10 cents an hour. No, that is not a typo. 10 cents.
So how does it pay for itself? It's really 3 simple things. First, you buy 0 consumables. Ever again. Second, you save a massive amount of labor, up to 50% of your time, because there's no secondary cleanup. And third, you can just forget about all those environmental and disposal fees from chemicals or media blasting. When you add all that up, the numbers are just crystal clear. For a small workshop, even just using the machine about 10 hours a week, the typical payback period, that's the point where the machine has saved you as much money as it cost, is just 6 to 9 months.
So as we wrap things up here, let's just quickly summarize why this technology really is such a smart choice for so many different jobs.
It all comes back to this core idea, non-destructive cleaning. It's the ability to remove only what you want to remove, leaving the actual material, the substrate, perfectly intact. This isn't just cleaning, it's preservation. It's precision restoration.
Really, the path forward is pretty logical. First, you just have to acknowledge the true, hidden costs of the old ways. Second, you choose the right tool for the job, and for precision, that's a pulse laser. Then, the benefits just start rolling in cost, time, and quality. And finally, you get to reinvest all those savings back into your craft.
And if you're worried there's some huge learning curve, don't be. The technology is incredibly advanced, but running it is dead simple. It comes with a touchscreen with preset parameters for common jobs like rust or paint. Honestly, most users are up and running confidently in about 15 minutes.
So I'll just leave you with this final thought. What new possibilities could this open up for you? What could you restore, create, or perfect if your cleaning process was finally as precise and as careful as your own craft?